Good morning, everybody. Bill Knudsen here, New York Sports with an Attitude. Let's do a quick Mets recap from the last few games since my last show, starting with an incredible offensive night Wednesday on the final game in Baltimore, where somehow we scored 24 runs. A team record 24 runs Wednesday night in Baltimore. I think that's more than we scored in the whole month of June when we went 5-21. But anyway, I digress. A beautiful, beautiful thing. Piling up the runs. We had 7 guys that scored 3 runs, at least 3 runs that day. And we had 6 guys with at least 3 hits, So all team records, a beautiful thing. Going into Philadelphia on Thursday to play a doubleheader. Now, what I was thinking after we scored those 24 runs, watch us go into the doubleheader and score a total of 3 runs. That always seems to happen, especially with this team. But first game of the doubleheader, another incredible offensive output. 16 runs on the board as we win the first game of the doubleheader in Philly Thursday, 16-5. So I'm like, wow. This is just unreal. 40 runs in 2 games. I wonder how many times in Mets history they've scored 40 runs in 2 games. They also had 44 hits in 2 games, which hadn't been done in like 50 years or something like that. So we go to game 2 on Thursday, and even though we lost that game, we're still putting up runs. We scored 6 runs in the nightcap. We gave up 9, unfortunately, and lost that game and ended up splitting the doubleheader. But we still scored 6, which was great. So then we go into last night's game, and, kind of reality came back. Now, granted, we were facing Aaron Nola, who, in my opinion, is second in the National League Cy Young race behind Scherzer. Sorry, Mets fans, and of course, I'm a lifelong Mets fan. DeGrom at 7-7 is not in the top 2 on the Cy Young race. Maybe third because of how great he's been. But when you're 7-7, you're not getting the Cy Young. But anyway, we go against Aaron Nola last night, and he completely shut us down. He pitched 7 innings, only gave up 1 run, only 3 hits, struck out 11. He looked like a Cy Young candidate. Syndergaard gave up 3 quick ones in the first inning and put us in a hole that we could not come out of. And I'm not going to say I'm concerned about Syndergaard, because you look at his 1-loss record. He lost last night. He's still 8-3. But his ERA is about 3.5, which is probably about league average. And you don't expect average from a guy like Syndergaard. He's just giving up too many hits, and he can't hold runners on. So it's like you get to first base, it's a double. They ran all over the Mets last night. I don't know if it was 6 or 7 stolen bases, I forget. But there was a combination of 3 guys that stole bases last night that had a combination of 1 stolen base for the entire year. And one of them had 2 stolen bases. So it's like you get on base against Syndergaard, you can steal. Because even guys that don't steal bases, can't run, are stealing bases when Syndergaard and Matz are pitching, but last night it was Syndergaard. And we had some shoddy defense, and Nola shut us down, So Syndergaard definitely has to work on that. I'm assuming he was during the offseason, because he had the same problem last year. Just guys get on, they run all over. Granted, we don't have any catchers either that can throw anybody out, but Syndergaard's certainly not helping the situation. He must work on that. And he's giving up too many hits. Maybe they're just saying, we can't hit his secondary stuff. We're just going to gear up for that first pitch, 97, 98 mile an hour fastball, and swing at that before he gets ahead of us in the count, which is exactly what I would do. You don't want to fall behind against a guy with this kind of stuff. But I see the major leaguers all the time taking strike 1 right down the middle. That's probably going to be the best pitch you see. It doesn't matter what the count is. You get the pitch, hit it. You get a good pitch in the hitting zone, swing. Don't take it. Why would you fall behind 0-1? Tom Seaver said the most important pitch was strike 1. So why let him get it? If it's a fastball right down the middle, which it's very likely to be, because they're trying to get ahead of you. Hit that pitch. And this year it seems like that's what teams against Syndergaard have done. And he's got more hits given up than innings pitched, and you just don't expect that from him. And then, like I said, they're running all over him and all over our lack of throwing arm with the catchers. So he's going to have to work on that. But, you know, he's 8-3. You can't argue with that. But he has to work on that because whenever the Mets start getting back in contention, hopefully 2019, that could be a big issue, you know, in a tight game, in a big game. You know, guys able to run all over us. So hopefully we'll take care of that. But we lost the game 4-2. Shoddy defense. Excuse me. Too many hits given up by Syndergaard. He put us in a 3-0 hole in the first inning. You know, they're running all over us. So it was a combination of things. And, you know, Nola, just tip your cap to him. He just shut us down. And we lost 4-2. All right, so in this unique 5-game series we have with the Phillies, we've lost 2 of the first 3. But we do have DeGrom at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Hopefully he will even the series for us. Tomorrow we're playing in the home of the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania tomorrow night. But we have Vargas, so you know that's bad news. So hopefully it'll be good news today that DeGrom will pitch the way DeGrom always does. And the last 2 games we've actually scored runs for him so he could get wins. So hopefully he will pitch the way he always does, and we will continue to score runs for him as we have the last 2 games, because tomorrow night looks very bleak with Vargas on the mound. All right, let's go get that game this afternoon. That's all I have for now. Please subscribe to the show. Let people know to do likewise. I'd appreciate that. And in closing, like I said, 4 o'clock this afternoon, we got DeGrom in Philadelphia. Let's go get that one and even the series. Have yourself a great day. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you next time.